Now out to the capital, where a large mob has set fire to several shops in the Pretoria CBD. The shops are believed to be owned by foreign nationals. Police are on the scene as well. Our reporter Sipho Stierman is there and joins us now as well. Sipho, thank you so much for the time. The looting that has continued to happen out in Pretoria seems to have been rampant. Has it perhaps been placed under a little bit more control right now? Do we know exactly the reason, the primary reason for it, and what exactly is the scene like right now?
Well, good afternoon to you and our viewers at home. The police seem to have somehow tried to manage the situation to a certain degree, or at least contain it to corner Struben and Lillian Ngoyi Street. Earlier, of course, those were the scenes of the looting and the torching of the shops. And as we understand, this is related to an incident that took place yesterday where a taxi driver was shot during what was called a clean up the streets operation by taxi drivers. Taxi drivers were cleaning up the streets of drug dealers. They call them Nyaupe boys. So they took the matter into their own hands, saying they do not believe in police to be doing an effective job in terms of clearing the streets of drug dealers and Nyaupe boys. So the taxi operators took it upon themselves and they embarked on this operation, and as a result of that, scuffled unfolded yesterday, leading to the shooting of one taxi driver. So what we understand this morning is that this is perhaps a retaliation from some of the taxi operators who have since, as we have seen earlier on, looted some of these shops and torched them. But to get more from the official side, let me speak to the MMC for Community Safety in Tshwane, that is Karen Meyer. MMC, if you can just come a bit closer and just talk to us about, it seems Tshwane is becoming ungovernable. We had this incident yesterday. The police seem to have
due to the unhappiness of a certain section of
a certain section of the Taxi Association with SAPS. It's got nothing to do with the city of Tshwane. However, we are involved because our shop and burnt in our city. So Team PD and SAPS are here with a joint operation. The fact remains, however, that opportunistic looters are now taking over, and that is absolutely unacceptable.
Opportunistic looters are now taking over. Let's talk about the issue at hand, the issue of these street drug dealers, the Nyaupe dealers, that some of the taxi operators are complaining that you have not been attending to this issue as the city of Tshwane.
I think that's unfair, because it's also a SAPS responsibility. I heard that certain claims were made at SAPS directly, with information as who's involved, as well as apparently certain SAPS members, and there wasn't any action. That's why we're sitting with this situation. However, Team Peter does have a drug unit, a dedicated drug unit, and they're doing everything in their power. But please understand that we are a very small force in the city. It still remains a SAPS competency and responsibility to take control of the matter.
Are you suggesting perhaps sabotage, in the sense that we did not see enough SAPS members coming to assist the Metropolis?
Look, I cannot comment on SAPS responsibility here today, but what I can tell you is that Team PD is here in full force.
Well, we haven't seen the police in full force, and I would imagine that you communicate as the safety officers that are involved here. So why have you not called the SAPS to assist?
Please understand, when something this major happens in a city, SAPS POPs takes over, and they in main control of the situation, and we are there to assist them and not in control. So
has SAPS not taken over here to manage the situation? Because earlier on the situation was definitely out of control.
No, I cannot comment on that. That only SAPS can comment on. I have no authority to comment on what SAPS is doing or not doing, but what I can say is we're in constant communication with SAPS.
So is there, because I'm sensing poor relations between Tshwane Metro and SAPS at this point in time, the way that I'm getting this?
I don't think that's a fair evaluation of the situation, because, as I said, we've got communication with SAPS, but I cannot comment on their operational plan or how many members they send here. That I cannot comment on, but this is a joint operation, that I can tell you.
Is it safe for people to be in Pretoria CBD right now?
I do believe for everybody's safety. With a situation like this, you can never promise and guarantee anybody's safety. So I do believe it's much safer to ensure that you don't come in this specific area.
All right, thank you very much. That is Karen Meyer, MMC for Community Safety in Tshwane, saying, well, at this point in time, there is no guarantee of people's safety, but urging come to this specific area, that is corner Lillian Ngoyi Street and Struben Street, where we've seen some of this looting. seems to be a break in relations. She says it's not fair, but that's how it's coming across between SAPS and Tshwane Metro, because we saw earlier on that the police were outnumbered. There was definitely not enough backup to assist in the situation. But as things stand right now, it seems a bit calm, but we shall wait and see how it pans out throughout the day, and we'll keep you updated here on SABC News.
Sipho Steerman, stay safe, brother. Certainly do not get yourself into any of that mire in that situation. Sipho Steerman is in the capital city for us there, unpacking the situation when it comes to the looting that happened literally just around 2 hours ago, less than 2 hours ago, as the city of Pretoria then sort of unraveled into those looting and disruption. Well,